Well, what's going on around here? That thing's on the lift because I'm doing some work on it, and that's another story that I won't get into at the moment. But look at the mess around here. We've got these Hemis laying here in the floor. Got the engine stand in here, or the engine hoist rather. I got an engine stand sitting over there, and I got a project table here, and it's so full you can hardly get around in here. And I got this in here. Kerwood and I were going to fire this thing up, so I brought it in so it'd be nice and warm, have a nice warm place to work on it. This is a Lincoln Y block, by the way, that came off of that tower. There's a video on that. I'll link you guys to it, but people had tons of questions about what it was. Although I explained it in the video, I'll try it again when we fire this thing to explain what it did. Anyway, we were going to fire this thing, and then Kerwood's work van broke down. He had some trouble with throttle body, and they were putting, I don't know, they put a brain in it, put some sensors in it, and trying this and that and the other, and I think they finally beat on something with a pair of pliers and got it working. It was dumping too much fuel in the carb and missing and whatnot, but they got it figured out, but it just kind of postponed this little project. So anyway, it had computer issues of some sort, and I don't know anything about that computer stuff. Give me an old, an old coil and a set of points and a matchbook, and I'll make her run. But this thing, I told Kerwood, I said we need to discuss the elephant in the living room because it's taking up a lot of space in here, and he knows he'll get up here pretty soon, and we'll get it done. It ain't no big deal. I've still got room to back that thing out and bring it in on this side. I believe it'll make it pretty tight in here, but I've got to move that because the son's coming up to put his snow tires on his car, and we're going to use the lift for that. So that's one thing going on. I've got an idea about hanging this Hemi on my engine stand. I've got a stand that I can put this on and roll it over, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to mount my engine stand up to the back of this thing. I'd like to get it at least to the block, that long block. We'll see what happens. If I do, I will also support the other end with this engine hoist. But I like the idea of being able to roll this thing over. I'd love to pull the pan off of it and roll it over and take a look in there and see what's going on. And also get some penetrating oil into the bottom of the cylinders to creep the other direction, maybe. Come in from the bottom as well. You know what I mean? My son's snow tires are stored on the back of old Fred there, and I was going to throw them in the bucket on the tractor and take them on down to the shop and get them in. But I just wonder, it's about 28 degrees out here. It's been below freezing for days and days. It's just been not fit for man or beast. I just wonder, I don't really have any high expectations or anything. Nothing like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious. I'm the curious type. I wonder if the battery's up on this thing. The battery is up. Pump it for all it's worth. Waylon, just pump the daylights out of it. Oh. Go figure. I'm going to throw the snow tires on this thing. How about that? Isn't that just a lovely thing? Life's just full of wonderful, beautiful gifts, isn't it? Alright. Let this thing warm up a little. Alright, I'm gonna go put that tractor back to bed, unload those tires, and move the the Dojulac. Okay, now I'm going to get that boy down off of there and get him over here. While I had that tractor here, I should probably have resituated that thing a little bit. But there again, not doing something I should. Alright, let's get her down. Get her down and get her done.
Gun is hot.
Turns over. She's turning. I just thought I'd give it a try. Glad I had that camera going. All right. Ready to go on a journey now, boys and girls. Well, I have some fairly large aspirations for tonight. Now I got some room. I can move, manipulate, motivate, and operate in here. I don't know how much of it you'll see because I'm getting ready to turn on click and clack. I am about 3 weeks behind. and or some music or something, and I'm gonna get in the zone. Yeah, and anyway, yeah, we'll get ready to move this thing around a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Y'all hang in there.
We're broadcasting this week from the Center for Thanksgiving here at Car Talk Boston. What do you have to be thankful
I wanted to discuss. Everyone thinks that doing a radio show, I honestly don't.
Here I was. Car Talk.
This is Janine in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Janine?
Well, I'm thankful for two things. One, that I don't have to go to my in-laws' house this year. And the other, that
No woman in the world who is good enough for a mother's son.
Okay, I had the stand set up for that 6-cylinder, and I had temporarily tacked on some engine mounts, and I'm going to have to remove those, so I'm going to make some modifications. Yeah, I'm going to have to move the rear mount forward, but fortunately, that's okay, because fortunately, I have finally, at long last, learned how to tack weld. Instead of just welding her solid, boy, I mean the first time, you know, I've learned to just kind of stick it a little. Get a big hammer and see how well I learned to stick it. It's coming. Ah, look at the cut-off wheels I saved. Yeah, I'll have to get the plasma cutter on that one. No, I must have welded that one. I don't know if Mr. Heavy Chevy is fair too well in my shop, because it's about, I don't know, I think the thermostat, I just went and turned it off, and I think it clicked off at about, I think it's about 50 degrees in here, and I had to go open the door. So, you know, I like it, I don't know, 45, 48 degrees or so. I'm moving around, that's plenty good. Well, I said I had learned how to tack things, and now I'm not quite so sure. You gotta tell me when I get that about centered. Hey, we're not far off, right there. Not far off. B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. Bingo, we nailed her. Boy, it sure is fun. I don't know, I ain't no mechanic, I don't know nothing about working on cars, but man, I know how to have a good time in my old shop here. Love messing with this old iron. Of course, I think I've mentioned that a time or two. How's it going, bud? You been out there eating some mouse sickles or what? Just rot about there. Time to do some fabricating. Oh, y'all know how I hate to fabricate metal. Oh. Boy, that is a thing of beauty, I'm telling you. I got to loosen these bolts and change the angle of the dangle a little bit on this mount. That is not quite centered, but it is so close that I'm not going to mess around with it. It's like 3/8 of an inch to the right hand side. I'm gonna tack it, Kerwood. I'm just gonna tack it. My daughter-in-law laughs at some of my repairs that I make around here. I repaired this leg on this bench, and why, it's been working great for years and years. Well, there you go. For my more discerning viewers, we're sitting at 4 degrees, in case anybody wondered. I don't know if that's right or wrong or how that engine's supposed to set, but that's where it's at for you discerning viewers. Hey, that's some pretty good looking beads there. I do this another 40 years, I might get this down. Well, I forgot to weld my little stinger on here that holds the gauges and switches and push starter and all that. But, you know, it's good for a fella to get to know himself pretty good. And that way, you'll know your attributes as well as your limitations. And I know myself pretty well, and I know that tomorrow I'm going to come out here and I'm going to start beefing up those welds. Because I just who I am, and I just know that. That's just the way it is. Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor. Just call me angel of the morning. There you go, Kirkwood, you can have your chain back, man. Boy, she's got a little bit of mass to it now. Can't roll that stand around quite as easy as I did. Well, I just picked up the camera and the battery was either going dead or had been dead for a while. I'm not sure. The screen was still on, but it said something about a task in progress, and that task might have been shutting down. So I don't know what you guys seen, what you didn't. Anyway, I'm gonna tighten up those 2 bolts that I put in right there. Well, actually it's sitting there. But I'll do it so I don't forget, because I forget things. And I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you guys hanging out here in the shop with me tonight. If you got to see any video, we'll see when I edit this. If you did, I'm glad you did, and hope you enjoyed yourself half as much as I have. It's a pleasure to have you here, and more to come. Appreciate you.